Have you ever wondered if there's a better remote play device for the PlayStation than the PlayStation Portal? If you've been torn between the Portal and other handheld consoles, this video is for you. I'll be walking you through the features that make the Abxylute stand out and why you might regret choosing the PlayStation Portal instead. So stick around to find out if this really is the better option for you. So in case you are like, what is this thing, and you've never heard of it, this is the Abxylute Handheld, and it is designed for remote play and cloud gaming. More on the cloud gaming bit later. But this is an Android device, so think of like everything you can run on your Android phone or Android tablet, you can pretty much run on this. With regards to the specifications, it's not very powerful. I'll put the specs up on the screen right now so you can check them all out. But yeah, it can play some stuff that you could play on your Android phone and tablets. It's not a powerful processor or GPU, so keep that in mind because it is designed for streaming, just like the PlayStation Portal is. But there's a big difference here because this is Android based. It can do a lot of things that the PlayStation Portal can't, which we'll touch on in a moment. The actual device itself though is really nice. I mean, look at how slick this thing is. It is a very nice looking handheld gaming console. The console actually has Hall effect joysticks and triggers, which is really nice. So you do not need to worry about joystick drift. They're really accurate, really nice. They've got a nice bit of resistance to them. They do not feel loose at all. However, they are tiny. They are like Nintendo Switch style small. They might even be smaller. Yeah, I think they're pretty much identical. They might even be a fraction smaller than the Switch, but that's not the best for first-person shooter games. As you know, it's really difficult to be accurate when the joystick is so small like that. One little hack for you though that will make a huge difference to these joysticks, especially when you're playing first-person shooter games, is pick up some of these awesome thumb grips from Dbrand. Why do you want these? Well, once you get your hands on this, slide them out and really simply just take the thumb grip and it sits just on top, click it on, and look at that difference between the two of these. Look at that. So that is the new one and that is the old one. Massive difference to your accuracy in FPS games, action adventure games, you name it. And it makes it just way more comfortable for long gaming sessions. So get involved, check them out in the link down below. But for adventure games, racing games, any other kind of indie games, you're sorted, no problems at all. I really enjoyed using this device. Handheld, ergonomic wise, it's got nice indents on the back, so you do get a nice grip. It is also kind of textured. Don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, maybe not. It is a textured grip, so quite good for if your hands get sweaty during an intense gaming session, but yeah, I like how slim and small this is. It's not as comfortable, obviously, as the PlayStation Portal, which, I mean, it's a DualSense cut in half. What do you expect? But in terms of portability, if you're taking this thing out and about, big difference. Look at that. I mean, this thing is a monster. And this thing is shorter and thinner. The Abxylute is. So way easier to toss this in a bag than the PlayStation Portal is. This also has a 2 antenna setup in the device to minimize latency and lag because it is purely designed for streaming. So keep that in mind. That might be pretty good. I've not noticed any lag or any disruptions when I've been using it. But then again, my Portal runs perfectly on my Wi-Fi 6 mesh router setup. So keep that in mind when you're picking one of these up. It also has a nice built-in launcher where you can check out your various streaming apps, which we'll talk about in a little minute. That is a quick overview of the Abxylute. If you're already sold on it, I'll leave affiliate links down below to a great deal on this so you can pick one up for yourself right now. But let's talk about what the PlayStation Portal does a lot better that the Abxylute just cannot do. The thing which you notice big time when you jump from the Abxylute to the PlayStation Portal is the DualSense features and the ergonomics, because The adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback, the bigger joysticks, everything just feels better. You could play the Portal for hours with ease, whereas this, not so much. And another thing, if you are a big time PlayStation fanatic, the stick positioning also might be a big deal for you. This has got the off-center sticks, kind of like the Xbox controller, whereas this has the symmetrical sticks, which are in the same position on each side as the DualSense does. So if you're only used to DualSense, this might take you a wee while to get used to. It's far better that for your FPS games. In particular, the bigger joysticks make a huge difference versus the small sticks on this, which are very, very, very similar to the Nintendo Switch sticks. The next difference is the screen size, and the win again goes to the PlayStation Portal. This has an 8-inch 1080p LCD screen. This has a 7-inch 1080p LCD screen. Not much in it. They both look good. They're both very, very bright. I've had zero complaints with either of them. I think they look great. They're not OLED by any means, but they are fantastic, especially for the price point of these devices, which is very interesting and we'll discuss in a moment. And I guess when it comes to the screen size, bigger might not always be better depending on whether you plan on using this out and about. Because the screen size is a little bit smaller, this device is more portable, whereas this one, like we said before, is not the most portable thing in the world, but you can't have it all. Another thing where the PlayStation Portal beats the Abxylute is the fact you open this up, you get it set up, and it just works right out the box with your PlayStation. The Abxylute doesn't really do that, and this is what I mean by that. You actually need to download and install the PS Play app to connect to your PlayStation console using the Abxylute, as the official PlayStation Remote Play app doesn't work. Well, it does work. It does work, but you can't use the controls on the device, only the touchscreen, which sucks. Yo everyone, Future Murray here, and I've got a confession. I have just updated the PlayStation Remote Play app on the Abxylute, and you know what? It works perfectly now. The buttons all work. As you can see, we're moving it just now. Sony must have updated it. It now works, and you can even turn it this way and play games like a giant touchscreen Game Boy. So yeah, ignore that last bit. They must have changed it. You now do not need to buy the app like I did. So do not make the same mistakes as me. That's why you watch these videos. So I make all the mistakes and you don't have to. Another small thing I noticed, which actually bugged me a lot when I was playing games, is that you must configure the touch bar. So, you know, your touch bar, I can just do this on the Portal and it appears when I'm playing the game, you know, for calling up maps or doing whatever I'm doing in game. You can't do that on the Abxylute. You need to configure it to appear as an option on the screen. This totally puzzled me when I was playing games like Helldivers 2 initially. I couldn't find where the touch bar was, so I couldn't see the map. It was really, really annoying. So you need to set this up as it isn't there for you to use right out the box like it is on the Portal. Just worth calling out because this is literally plug and play, idiot proof. The Abxylute, you need to do a little bit more tweaking. This is another thing which might be important to you if you only play on PlayStation, and that is the buttons. As you can see, the Abxylute has got the XYBA, which is what you see on Xbox, unlike the Portal, which has the classic PlayStation icons. So keep that one in mind. So when it says on screen, press triangle, you'll need to be pressing Y on this bad boy. So that is everything that the PlayStation Portal does better than the Abxylute. But the fight's not over yet. What does the Abxylute do better than the PlayStation Portal? What tricks does it have up its sleeve? Well, it has a lot, by the way. Trust me. And these are big ones which may make you think the Abxylute is a better buy for you than the PlayStation Portal is. The first thing that Abxylute does, which the PlayStation Portal can't, and a lot of people have asked me about this for the PlayStation Portal, so this might be important for you. This does remote play with PlayStation 5, but also it does remote play with PlayStation 4. So maybe you're in the market for a PlayStation remote play device for your PlayStation 4, and you can't get the Portal because it only works with the PlayStation 5. Well, this might be right up your street, as you can do both. So it will work with your PlayStation 4, and then if you upgrade to the PlayStation 5 down the line, this will still work perfectly. On that theme of this working with more consoles than the PlayStation Portal does, this takes it to another level. This will also stream games from Xbox Cloud Gaming. If you have a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, maybe you play on other platforms, you can use this also. It will also allow you to locally stream games from your Xbox console to the Abxylute. If you've got a PC as well as your PlayStation, you can also stream games from GeForce Now. And that's not it. Maybe you've just got an Amazon Prime subscription. You can stream games from Luna to this from the cloud. And that's not all. Even more, you can play games locally on this. You can play Android games. So I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors. It works fantastically on this. You can try more intense games like Asphalt 9 Legends, but it doesn't look the best. It's like a kind of low-end mobile processor that's in this because it is designed for streaming. It's not meant to have a lot of power. It doesn't need a lot of power for streaming. And streaming games it does perfectly. But for playing games locally, you can do that. They will run and you can have a good time. You can also do some really, really light emulation. I would say kind of up to Nintendo 64 level. If that's your bag, if you're into doing that, you can do that on this as well with the 64 gigs of storage. Wow, so that's a big difference right there. If you're a multi-platform gamer, this has got you covered. One big tip to bear in mind, when I was first playing the Abxylute, I thought the image seemed really grainy when I was comparing it to the PlayStation Portal. It didn't look as sharp. I was like, this is weird, what is going on? You can actually go into the settings on the PX Play app and put the resolution up to 1080p and put the bitrate up to the best, so you will get the sharpest image quality possible. And then once you do that, dare I say it, I think it maybe looks even sharper than the PlayStation Portal for remote play of PlayStation games. Call me crazy, but seriously, that's what it looks like. It is fan-freaking-tastic. The PS Play app has actually been renamed to the PX Play app. As I mentioned in the quick overview, it's got Hall effect sticks and triggers. They feel really, really good. I cannot complain. Just keep in mind these are so small, so if you are big into your first-person shooter games, this might not be ideal. The Portal will definitely be a lot more easy to play those games and a lot more accurate. Neither of these devices are for playing these kind of FPS games competitively, so keep that in mind. For casual, chilling out, even if you're just playing a game, a first-person shooter game, but it's like a campaign or story type game, you should still be fine with this. It's just if you're playing like online multiplayer stuff, you're going to get smoked. Let's get real. I know we just mentioned using emulation on this, so downloading games and stuff. So another thing that's pretty cool, there is actually an SD card slot on this device, so you can expand your storage if you need more than the 64 gigabytes, which comes built in. So that's a nice little touch as well. You can upgrade the device a little bit down the line. Now, the big shocker out of all this, because this does so much, and there's even more we're going to list off in a minute, but this is cheaper than the PlayStation Portal. In the UK here, the PlayStation Portal costs you £200. The Abxylute handheld cloud gaming and remote play device will cost you £164. So that's a lot cheaper. Nice little saving there, which you could use to buy some other accessories or whatever else you want. And speaking of accessories, this comes with a really nice one straight out the box at no extra cost. What is it? A hard shell carry case. Like, we've been asking Sony forever to give us an official one for the PlayStation Portal. We still don't have one. Abxylute, you get one with your purchase. This is not an extra, and it's really freaking nice. Nice and slim, zips up, got a little carry handle. You're sorted. You can just toss this in your bag, and away you go. Another area where this is better than the Portal, and this is another important one, especially if you are planning on taking these devices out and about, is the battery life. The battery on this, I got around about 7 hours, so pretty freaking good versus the Portal. You're doing well if you get to near 5. So big difference there on the Abxylute. Maybe it's because it's the smaller Screen size, I doubt it, but I think it's just a bigger battery. So it's a 5200 milliamp hour battery. So that's quite big. I don't know what the battery size is in the Portal. I don't know if Sony revealed that information, but good battery life for this device is another big bonus. I mentioned this as something that the Portal does better, but depending on your preference, it might be something that the Abxylute does better. But the offset analog sticks, again, more like the Xbox console setup. You may prefer that. If you do, that's a bonus for the Abxylute. If not, it's not. It's a negative. So just thought I'd call that out yet again. For me personally, as I play on Switch, PlayStation and Xbox, the offset analog sticks have been no problem at all. Super comfortable, and I've really enjoyed playing on this. Just like I said earlier, apart from FPS games. Another huge thing which this has, which I know pretty much all of you will love and have asked about on the Portal constantly, and that is a web browser. Oh yes, this has a web browser. It's an Android device, so you can jump on Chrome and browse the web however you like. And the big bonus for that is then when you're at a hotel somewhere and you are trying to connect to the hotel Wi-Fi, unlike the Portal, which needs your smartphone to connect or your tablet to scan a QR code to connect to secure public Wi-Fi, you can just log in on this, no problemo. So that is another big win for the Abxylute. And the big wins keep on coming. This is another big one, which loads of you I've seen comment under lots of my Portal videos talking about streaming services. You want to watch YouTube, you want to watch Apple TV, you want to watch Amazon, you want to watch Netflix, whatever it is. You can watch them all on this because you just download the Android app, log into your account, and you're sorted. Away you go. So that is another huge win for the Abxylute. This thing is not just your game streaming device, it's also an entertainment device with this lovely screen. You can sit and chill and watch your movies, or even better, subscribe to this channel right now for plenty more PlayStation content coming in the future, so you can watch these videos on your Abxylute. Just to add to that last comment, so this does not skip over your heads. Because this is an Android device, that means you can basically use all the Android apps that will run on a machine of this power. So you can download your Instagram, your TikToks and Twitch and use them on your Abxylute. Another big win for the Abxylute in my opinion. Let me know what you think about that down below in the comments. Would you like to see that on the Portal? And another massive one which caused such outrage when the Portal was launched, Bluetooth speakers. You cannot use your Bluetooth headset with the PlayStation Portal because Sony do not allow it. They want you to use their proprietary technology and buy their really expensive Pulse Explorer earbuds and headsets and all that, which cost pretty much the same price as the PlayStation Portal. Not with the Abxylute. You can connect and use any Bluetooth headset you want. That's great. Your headset you've already got that you love, your gaming headset, just connect it to this, playing your games, and you are absolutely sorted. Another small thing I really like about this device is how you can customize it. So you can like change your background in the launcher to suit your personal style. And these buttons here, they light up. You can change the colors of them as well. Just some really nice touches, a little bit of personalization, which they didn't need to do, but they have, and it is very cool. I've just kept the lights blue to match the blue joystick here. Kind of random why they've made that blue. I think it might have looked better if it was just all black. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. So the moment of truth, my recommendation and conclusion to all of this information, which I've just overloaded your brains with. Which one is better for you? Is it the Abxylute or is it the Portal? Well, here is the state of play. The Portal is the better device if you are only looking to play on the PlayStation 5. Only PlayStation 5 games, as it works so easily with the PlayStation 5 and has all the exclusive PlayStation controller features you know and love that the DualSense comes with. this cannot be beaten for out the box, plug and play. Well, apart from maybe some hiccups with getting the right internet connection or the right home network set up so this runs flawlessly, but this is the winner if you're only interested in PlayStation. However, if you are a multi-platform gamer who plays on, say, PlayStation and Xbox, maybe with a little bit of PC here and there, the Abxylute might be the better purchase, as you only need this one device that will work with all the main streaming platforms right out the box. So you can do all the remote play you could ever want on this from your Xbox and PlayStation, and you can do all the game streaming you could ever want. So you could do this, use this without even having a console. You could have Game Pass Ultimate, stream games from that straight to the Abxylute, or have a GeForce Now subscription, stream games straight to your Abxylute. So that is another big win for the Abxylute, and why this might be the better device for you. But if you're not sure still and you want to know what it's really like to live with both of these devices for a long time, check out the videos on screen right now for my long-term real-world reviews where I tell you what the real deal is.